movie. GG,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I know we're trying to adjust and readjust.
Yes.
Yeah, happy holidays to you.
You too. Oh, my light just went out. Hold on.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, let
There
that
you
be
go.
light. Hello.
Let that be light. Well, first of all, welcome in H-Town as we do this virtually. I'm excited about what we're about to partake the next month on January 23rd, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. It is the iconic, highly anticipated Salt-N-Pepa Biopic, and you are going to play the role of Cheryl Salt James.
Yes.
And you got that Cheryl face. You looking just like her.
Listen, so when I first got the audition, I was like, really? They can see it? Because, you know, when casting directors bring people in, they can already see, you know, for the most part, you know, someone that could potentially play this role. And I was like, I don't know if I see it. Yeah. And then once we started putting on the wigs and the makeup, I was like, yeah, okay, I got it.
Yeah. What do you remember most about, you know, growing up or witnessing Salt-N-Pepa? We know that they're, you know, history makers, especially for a group with winning the Grammy Awards and so many other accomplishments that they were able to do. But what were some of your early memories of the group Salt-N-Pepa?
Well, to be completely transparent, being a 90s baby and growing up in that time, my ears were not programmed for Salt-N-Pepa. So, of course, I knew them growing up, but more so my, you know, finding out about, you know, all the stuff that they went through, you know, being pioneers of the hip hop world and all the backlash that they faced from, like, you know, none of your business and let's talk about sex. Yeah. That happened in doing the movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, that was definitely a controversial when we talk about, let's talk about sex, because it was kind of like a taboo thing that you talked about. Hopefully some talked about with their parents, others I know they did. It was just one of those subjects that we were just not going to touch. And for them to come out from a female perspective, especially playing a role as Salt, what did that kind of open your eyes to as far as the difficult things that they had to deal with in that moment?
Well, just the scrutiny from the world, you know, beyond the music, like body image and, you know, relationship status, what was going on there. Like, you know, it's sad, but it's a lot of things that we are still dealing with today, especially women, you know, and social media is a breeding ground for cyberbullying and shamming, you know, from what you look like to your size, you know, things like that. And it's really unfortunate that we have not moved past that.
Right.
But, you know, that was something that really stood out to me, beyond the music, just them as people, you know, they got picked apart so much.
Yeah. And I know you know, you have a bio, definitely, you know, seeing the wonderful work that you've done. I know you got an upcoming film, but if we roll back, you played the role of Stella on the Bounce TV, In the Cut. You've done several television appearances. I remember you from Everybody Hates Chris, Corey in the House, 30 Days to the Life of Jonah of Arcadia, and so much more. But just talk about how these particular shows prepared you for a role like this, especially playing Salt in Salt-N-Pepa Bio.
Well, of course, every role, you know, prepares and propels you to the next, naturally. But to be completely honest, with this role in particular, to have to sing and dance and to play someone that is, you know, a real person, not a character, I couldn't have prepared myself at all. Even having to work as long as I did, as far as like the hours, you know, we have 14, 15-hour days. I'm in almost every scene. When we were in Toronto, my body shut down on me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I was going through it for a little while. So I honestly could not have prepared myself. It was a really hard process to go through, but it was so rewarding. You know, having Cheryl in my corner,
Mm-hmm.
you know, talking to me every day, breaking down each scene, giving me the real stories behind each and every scene, you know, down to line reads, like, you know, well, it's written like this, but I wouldn't say it like this, so say it
Right,
like that.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
so that was an amazing experience in itself, to just have her and have her support, and to be able to look over and, you know, wait for
Yeah.
her thumbs up, like, did I do it right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better experience.
Is it intimidating? I mean, being in that situation when you have somebody, because I know they want, I'm sure just like the New Edition story, they want that their story to be told the right way. You know, we don't
Right.
want to embellish anything. I want to, like she said, I want to, this is how I would say it. I know it's scripted that way, but if you really want to be, you know, Salt, this is the way that I would say it. Did
Right.
that ever become, you know, intimidating for you with her standing, you know, over your shoulder, so to speak?
It was, but Cheryl is so warm and loving. It always came off from a warm and loving place.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, you're doing this wrong. It was just, you know, before we even got to that point, you know, try doing it like this. And having to please Cheryl, my network, my director, Mario Van People, shout out.
Yeah.
You know, having to please so many different people, I would say that was the more intimidating part, because, you know, they may or may not have been on, you know, vibrating on the same frequency at a certain point in time. But Cheryl, you know, was always there with love, you know, presented everything with love. So to have her wasn't intimidating for me. It was more so comforting, because I knew that I had someone that I can, if I felt like I did it wrong, I could ask her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What was it like for them the early days? Because we know, you know, they discover each other, you know, on the college campus. They're able to step out in their career. And I won't just go into so many details, but what did you discover and learn about them, especially on those early days when they stepped out from, you know, the dream of doing it, you know, from the college level to stepping into a professional level?
I learned that in the beginning they were in way over their heads.
Oh, wow.
With the way that contracts were presented, just even how the group started. But I mean, to the same, you know, effect, most young people getting into the music industry are in over their heads. So, you know, it's not like that's something that is, you know, far-fetched or something that you can't believe. So yeah, I didn't know that they, you know, went in and was like, you know, we're going after it, you know, no matter what, without prior knowledge to the music industry, you know, and things like that.
I know you talked about the difficulties they had, especially with Let's Talk About Sex. When you look at the way that the world perceived them in that time, was it something that you were amazed or shocked by? You know, here they are, a successful group, you know, winning Grammys, but at the same time, you've got this group of people in the industry or in the world who's not accepting of what they're doing at this moment, because it was a conversation needed. Let's talk about sex.
Yes,
you know, yeah, you know, because there was so much going on in the world at that time.
Right. Yeah, no, I what I learned was just from the stories that I was told during that time, how receptive people weren't. And everybody wanted to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, these are women on a huge platform trying to, you know, bring light to what's actually going on, because no one's having these conversations. And, you know, Black people, unfortunately, are suffering the most from, you know, nobody wanting to have these conversations. And it's really unfortunate, you know, especially for young girls. You know, talks about sex are so important. It, you know, kids are nowadays having sex earlier and earlier. So conversations like that don't need to be swept under the rug. It doesn't need to be something that, you know, you're afraid to have. All of that needs to be discussed.
Yeah. When you play this role as Salt, and you see that from the business aspect, as you said, being topical, you know, in a lyrical manner, you see how they operated and moved in the 90s compared to today's artists. like, what advice would you share with today's artists from what you learned playing this role as Salt and what they had to go through?
Read your contracts. Have someone else read your contract.
Yeah.
You know, make sure that you are getting the best deal. I don't even know if they run off of a point system anymore, because
Right.
that's what Cheryl and Sandy ran off of, which was a point system. But make sure every point that you deserve goes to you. Make sure you get your royalties and, you know, yeah,
It's a
own
lot.
your masters.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the contracts
Yeah.
and have someone else read them for you too
Yeah.
before you sign them.
Now, a lot of people don't know about the name change as well with the group. You know, I know they started out early with a different name that they set off with, became successful in their career. Was that a part of this movie? You know, as part of the conversation of what they had to go through?
With the name change, we didn't really go into that. It was just like you'll see in one of the scenes, Herbie just tells us
Yeah.
what
Okay.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't really have much of a say. And
Yeah.
you know, Herbie was Cheryl's boyfriend.
Right.
But he ran the show. And it'd be interesting too for people to actually see how it all started from the very beginning. And that's something that I didn't realize
Yeah.
when, you know, growing up,
Yeah.
the real start of the group and how it all came about. So I'm sure a lot of people will be like, oh, wow,
Amazing.
that's interesting how it really, really started.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm
'Cause we
excited for people to see that.
Yeah, we didn't know the impact that Herbie had. We would always hear the name and they would mention it in certain song lyrics, but we were just thinking, well, maybe it's just a, you know, a producer or something that's just doing it, not knowing that there was a relationship behind it, not knowing how they had fallen out and moved into it, you know, missing all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Herbie was a powerhouse for sure. And a musical genius. And, you know, he definitely needs to get more roses, in my opinion, just based off of what he was able to do with the group and with their influence. You know, he was one of the ones that I don't want to give it away too much, but you know, really push them to do things that, you know, would be considered like beef nowadays.
Yeah. Right.
You know, he was like, no, we're going at it. We're doing these diss tracks. We're going in there, you know, their hood.
Yeah.
He was with it.
Because I remember they had the response and the answer to one of LL Cool J's songs.
Yep.
And, you know, then I think about even Pepper's relationship with Tretch. I'm, you know, going through just this, so many different things. Do they cover a lot of, without giving it away, because I know it's kind of difficult being on this side of it, you know, it hasn't been out yet, but did they really go in depth in those situations?
I mean, you do see Tretch, for sure. Tretch is played by Jamel Howard. So you see them, you see the babies.
Okay.
But you know, we keep it cute.
Yeah.
Of course.
We won't get no drama, huh?
Right. You know, I mean, just a little bit.
Just a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
We gotta have a little drama.
We keep it cute. We definitely keep it cute because it's still TV.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Were you amazed by the reason that they separated? Not, you know, as we would say back in the days, that the group broke up, so to speak. Were you amazed by the reason that Salt-N-Pepa kind of dismantled?
From learning Cheryl and playing Cheryl and getting to that point, I wasn't amazed per se. I understood it, and I understand the need to take space based off of your own personal journey, whether it's, you know, struggling with yourself, trying to get closer to God, you know, being conflicted with God and what you're selling. I understand that. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised, you know, that when she really started her walk with Christ, that's when, you know, things started to fall apart. Yeah.
Did they ever talk about, surely being on the set, about doing some future things together? Or is that something that, you know, you can
As far as who doing
Yeah, Cheryl, Salt-N-Pepa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, when we were shooting in Toronto, they were on tour for the beginning part, and they stopped and came to Toronto. And I believe the beginning of this year they were touring again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're out here.
I know that they had several DJs as well, because I know Spinderella kind of came, you know, in the height of the success, so to speak. And just talk about how that role was portrayed as well, that transition from one DJ. And I always often thought about the original DJ that they had. What must she be thinking in the 90s when their career took off?
Oh, LaToya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So we do have a LaToya. LaToya does play in the story. But it's very quick. We don't really go into depth with that too much. And then when Dee Dee comes around, who is played by Monique Paul, you know, you see us, you know, together. We're all together in the Shoop music video. We're all together in the Push It video.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't really go too deep into the trifecta.
Yeah, because I, you know, it's just me, Gigi. I'm looking like, oh, what would you be thinking when you turn on the television or the radio, and it's like this group that I left from, that I started with, is successful. That is just, I cringe at that.
Yeah. I would be upset myself personally.
Yeah, because we've seen it happen in several groups. I won't name, but I've seen it happen over, and I always wonder, what are they thinking now? Like, man, I made a bad decision. But talk about for you, because I like the success of what you've been able to do, and I know you got so many great things coming up. How did you realize that this was the purpose and the passion for you to pursue a career as being an actress?
Well, so when I was younger, I was the kid that was, you know, playing dress up and entertaining my parents' friends when they came over. Like, I was always putting on talent shows, singing, dancing, anything I could, you know, think of. And my grandfather was Ron Townsend from the Fifth Dimension singing group with Marilyn McCoo. So he, you know, saw my interest in, you know, the arts, and he introduced me to his agent at the time, who was Sid Levine.
Okay.
It didn't have kids on his roster, but he signed me as a favor to my grandfather. And then I booked a Disney job from Sid, you know, being under Sid's agency. And for a while, it wasn't like, and this is when I was 7, so it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be an actor. It was just, I get to get out of school and, you know, eat all the junk that's at craft services and be on a Disney set, playing dress up. You know, that's what it was for me. Up until, you know, high school, I did stuff here and there, but of course, life happens, and I wanted to cheer, and you know, guys that
you want to live. Yeah, you want to live.
You know how
you want to live. Yeah.
Right. So I did take a step back for a while, but it just seemed like I always found my way back. It wasn't even anything that I had to force. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always just made it back. And for me, being on set is a different type of happiness. Like, even in the cut, you know, Bentley always made the set very open to where you can just come and chill if you wanted to do that. So even when I wasn't working, I was just up there. Yeah. Because I just loved being on set. And the food was free. Yes. But, you know. Yeah. The benefits. Yeah. Yeah. Because I always love to discover, you know, people's passion. And it's amazing that when you discover the passion or the purpose that is for your life, how you can do it effortlessly. You know, you can do it without strain. And it's something, like you said, it's just like a natural fit, because so many people tend to ignore things that come to them naturally. You know, it's like you say, the dress up. I mean, because I just think in the, you know, how life is orchestrated, I think that you're drawn towards certain things for a reason. Like you said, the performing, the dressing up, you know, doing all this stuff. I think all of that was a part of what was destined for your life. Yes, I would agree.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
you know, it's amazing. So what do you have coming up? Because I know you're working on a new upcoming film. So talk a little bit about that.
Oh, so the Welcome Mat film is with starring Taj Mari, Jasmine Lewis, Dion Cole. It's in post right now.
Hmm.
I spoke with the director a couple weeks ago. He said that it's probably going to be released to like a Netflix or a Hulu.
Okay.
So that'd be really cool. I play a therapist who has a therapist. So I'm helping Taj, who suffers from agoraphobia, which is a fear of going outside, and I'm just an emotional,
Yeah.
ticking time bomb. So we, help each other, get through our struggles, and it's a cute little
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
story.
And I love it on Netflix because everybody's watching Netflix now. So
Hello.
that's
Yes.
become the new safe movie theater for me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what is it? So what was it like the holidays in your household? I know, with COVID now, things have changed for a lot of us. But what was it like? What was some of your favorite Christmas memories?
Favorite Christmas memories. Oh, I have a good one
All
from.
right, tell the juice.
Okay, so there was this picture that I posted. I was at my brother's house. We usually meet at my brother's house in Oceanside for Christmas.
Okay.
One year, my niece is not even a year old, and I'm holding her. Out of nowhere, she, has this whole moment.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if she ate too much. Her mom breastfed her too aggressively. I have no idea. My brother actually caught the picture. And my face, like, thank God I didn't drop this baby.
Right. Yeah. Number one.
Because
Yeah.
it was just ridiculous.
Yeah. It comes with it.
But it was hilarious. It was such a funny moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, every Christmas is a great Christmas with my family. We sit and watch Christmas movies.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
The Polar Express.
The Polar Express. All right, I like that. Yeah, I watch the Christmas Story like all day. It usually comes on 24 hours, and I just sit and watch that like it's brand new. And of course, the iconic Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, that's just something that has been there. But for me, it's the Christmas Story. So you said you sing, so that means that there has to be some Christmas songs being sung during the holidays with your family, especially you being the great entertainer that you are. Come on, GG. I know you got one right now in your spirit. I know you got.
Oh, you want me to bust them?
Yeah, you said you sing. You said that's what you do. Yeah, yeah.
They didn't tell me that that's what's going to happen today, this morning. See, she is not warmed up.
You want to rap? Well, you want to rap?
No, I don't want to rap.
You did Salt-N-Pepa, so you gotta be able to rap.
Oh, okay. Let me think.
Let's see. No pressure, Gigi. No pressure.
There's always the pressure when you say no pressure.
I know. I'm sure you were singing something last night. There was a song you were probably singing because you sing, so that's just a part of your makeup. So I know it was something you were singing, whether it was a church song, a quiet storm song, or a Christmas song. Something was in Gigi's playlist.
Wow, just put me on the spot, sir.
Well, I'm sorry.
I mean, we're not gonna back down from the challenge.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's a little minute to think about.
No pressure. Shout out to everybody that's joining us this morning. We're talking about the Salt-N-Pepa Biopic and having some little fun. It comes out January 23rd, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. So, guys, you definitely don't want to miss this, as Gigi is playing the role of Salt. So it's going to be a great biopic for us to watch. And I'm just kind of putting a little pressure on her to sing. And shout out to everybody that's putting up the hearts on here, because they're admiring your beauty and everything as she takes a sip of the tea. It's about to go down now.
It is tea. Wow, what are some Christmas songs?
Well, whatever.
It's crazy when someone asks you to sing something.
Yeah.
Nothing comes to mind.
But Gigi, what were you singing yesterday? What were you singing last night? I know you were singing something. You probably woke up with a song on your mind or something. Come on, Gigi. Come on now.
I actually wasn't singing anything this morning, but okay. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me.
I hear that now. I hear that now. I hear that in there. I hear that in there. I heard that. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet and simple.
Sweet and simple. One of my all-time favorites. So what's your favorite version? Chris Brown or the Donny Hathaway?
Donny Hathaway, all the
Come
way.
on. You my friend for life, GG. You my friend for life
Donny
now.
Hathaway. No.
Yes. And I just found out.
I love Chris.
Yeah, me too.
Donny Hathaway.
Yeah, he did an excellent version of it. I got to give it to him. I just found out this morning, thanks to my coworker Kandi Eastman. She made mention of the fact that he died at 33 years old. I didn't know that.
Really?
And I'm a big fan of Donny. I was like, whoa, yeah, 33. So imagine just the talent that he had in only 33 years. And of course, I'm a big fan of his daughter, Layla Hathaway, who's just a whole nother, a whole nother beast in her own right.
Powerhouse.
So yeah. So GG, this has been fun. Listen,
Thank you.
when the biopic comes out, after it comes out in film, you definitely have to come back on so we can talk about it more in depth without trying to give away everything. By that time, it'll be out and we can really go into depth.
We can nitpick parts.
But we're definitely excited. Thank you for just taking out this time and being with me today here at Magic 102.1. It's definitely been a blessing. Now, before I let you go, I love to ask this question: do you cook?
Yes.
What's your favorite dish? Come on, Gigi. Come on now. Come on now. It's a new day. It's a new day. A lot of people they fix. They don't cook these days.
You're right. And I would love to have this conversation because I'm sure a lot of people will be upset with me. But yes, I cook. And it should be expected for women to cook, but we're not going to go there.
No, please don't. Please don't.
We're not going to go there. But my favorite thing to cook, it's fun to cook spaghetti squash, actually.
Never had that.
I do a lemon pepper spaghetti squash with cherry tomatoes and spinach, but I like the process of doing the spaghetti squash because like you bake it in the oven and then you like scrape it and it like turns into noodles. So it's a really cool process.
Oh wow. Never had that. Never had that. Spaghetti
it's really
squash.
Good and it's healthy. It's healthy.
Yeah. I definitely need that. Somebody said tacos and mac and cheese.
Oh, well, tacos are my favorite. Yeah. These are my village. They're tapping in, so they know me.
So what kind of tacos you like? Fish, shrimp?
Well, it depends on what kind of day. Listen, I'm a taco connoisseur, so I like carne asada tacos. It depends on where we're from. I like a place called El Unico, and I like a place called King Taco.
Okay.
The difference between the two, King Taco comes with a really good red sauce. El Unico works better with the green sauce. I like Leo's Taco Truck, but I only get chicken tacos from Leo's Taco Truck, and I like the green sauce. If I'm feeling black tacos, which is ground turkey meat, I like to use Tapatio and cheddar cheese. So...
Like Gigi, I just like mine with the beef, lettuce, tomato.
Listen, I got specifics. I break them down. Okay, I'm a taco eater.
Yeah. I just like, can I have a regular taco? Gigi got all that stuff. I just need a regular taco, but that's powerful. Listen, this has been great. Happy holidays to you, and it's a pleasure meeting you, and much success to you. I know as you continue on this road, God has definitely favored your life, and when you're going to be doing bigger and better and greater things, and I'm looking forward to seeing you across the television, the big screens, and everywhere, and continue to keep up the work. And we definitely have to come back after the biopic with Salt-N-Pepa comes out January 23rd, 8 p.m. on Lifetime. How can everybody follow you on your Instagram, Gigi?
So my Instagram is GG _ 2 G's _ SMILEZ. The same handle across the board. So
yeah. Well, definitely playing the role of Salt. This is going to be good. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited about it. GG Townson, thank you so much for joining me on Faith and Fame with AV. It's definitely a blessing. You be blessed and happy holidays to you, okay?
Thank you as well.